Welcome to the Strong, a place to explore magnificent stories of wildlife, survival strength, and the indomitable instincts of animals. Here you will witness fierce battles, sophisticated hunting strategies, and breathtaking moments in the natural world. Winter, survival in a harsh and unforgiving landscape. As winter descends upon the Baltic, the landscape is transformed into a frozen battlefield where only the most resilient creatures can endure. The gray wolf, a master of teamwork and endurance, moves in near silence across the deep snow. Each step is measured, each movement a precise calculation in the pursuit of prey. These formidable hunters rely on their keen senses and cooperative pack strategy to take down large ungulates such as elk and deer. Perched high among the frost-laden trees, the Eurasian lynx waits in perfect stillness. Its tufted ears twitch at the faintest sound, detecting the movements of a hare beneath the snow. With a sudden burst of speed, it leaps, delivering a swift and lethal strike. Unlike wolves, this solitary predator relies on stealth, patience, and powerful hind legs to ambush its prey. Above, the golden eagle soars effortlessly against the icy winds, its razor-sharp eyes scanning the landscape for movement. A small fox breaking cover, a rabbit darting between the undergrowth. No creature is safe from its piercing talons. This aerial predator is unmatched in precision, capable of diving at breathtaking speeds to seize its prey. Beneath the ice-covered surface of the Baltic Sea, the gray seal glides through the frigid waters. Unlike land mammals, seals have adapted to extreme cold, relying on thick layers of insulating blubber to survive. Despite their size, they are agile hunters, feasting on fish and crustaceans while avoiding the stealthy attacks of the Baltic's apex marine predator, the orcas and Greenland sharks that occasionally venture into these waters. Despite the unforgiving conditions, life in the Baltic region persists through remarkable adaptations. Elk and reindeer, their coats thickened by dense winter fur, traverse snow-covered landscapes in search of lichen and bark. Their hooves, broad and powerful, act like natural snowshoes, allowing them to move across deep drifts with ease. The red fox, a cunning survivor, changes its diet with the seasons, feasting on small mammals, birds, and even scavenging leftovers from larger predators. Its reddish coat, which darkens in winter, provides camouflage against the forest floor's shifting hues. In the dense forests of Scots pine, birch, and spruce, countless birds and small mammals find refuge. The great gray owl, an expert hunter of the twilight hours, listens intently for the faint rustle of a vole beneath the snow. With pinpoint accuracy, it swoops down, breaking through the snow's crust to capture its prey. Hidden beneath thick layers of ice, the Eurasian beaver remains active in its submerged lodge. Having prepared diligently throughout autumn, these industrious creatures store branches and twigs underwater, ensuring a steady supply of food until the thaw arrives. Their powerful teeth, coated in iron-rich enamel, allow them to gnaw through frozen wood, shaping the landscape with their dam-building activities. From the frost-bitten tundra to the icy waters, every creature in the Baltic has evolved to endure winter's bitter grasp, Whether through strength, strategy, or sheer resilience, the region's wildlife continues to thrive, demonstrating nature's unyielding will to survive. Summer, a season of abundance and growth. The summer sun casts a lush, vibrant green over the Baltic forests, fueling an explosion of life. More than 500 species of fungi and lichens thrive on old tree trunks and wetlands, providing food and shelter for numerous insects and rare beetles. Beneath the canopy, mushrooms sprout in abundance, offering sustenance to the forest's many inhabitants. The hum of bees and the fluttering of butterflies fill the air as they pollinate wildflowers, ensuring the continuation of the forest's rich ecosystem. Birds, such as woodpeckers and owls, feast on the plentiful insects, while small mammals like squirrels and hares take advantage of the season's bounty. As summer unfolds, the haunting howls of gray wolves echo through the dense forests. Young wolves born in the spring learn essential survival skills in tightly knit packs. These wolves, with their thick double-layered coats, rely not only on strength, but also on strategic teamwork. Working together, they track and ambush large prey such as deer and elk, showcasing their remarkable endurance and coordination. Summer offers them an ideal training ground, as abundant food allows young wolves to hone their hunting techniques without the pressure of harsh winter scarcity. Playful at first, the pups mimic adult behaviors, engaging in mock chases and practicing their stealth. As they grow, their role within the pack becomes more defined, reinforcing the social bonds that are crucial for their survival. The red fox, a small but highly adaptable predator, takes advantage of the summer's bounty. Hunting rodents, insects, berries, and bird eggs, it teaches its young the essential skills of survival. By late summer, the fox refines its hunting strategy, using its acute hearing and high pounce to secure food. Preparing for the colder months ahead, fox kits, born in early spring, spend their first summer exploring their surroundings, perfecting their ability to detect even the slightest rustle in the undergrowth. Their playful antics, stalking, pouncing, and chasing one another, are all part of their natural training. Summer in the Baltic forests is also a crucial time for large herbivores like elk, which roam the meadows in search of fresh grass and tender leaves. Their keen sense of smell and alertness help them evade predators like wolves. On the other hand, the elusive Eurasian lynx, a solitary and stealthy hunter, moves through the shadows, relying on its keen eyesight and sharp, retractable claws to ambush unsuspecting prey. With their tufted ears and powerful hind legs, lynxes can leap great distances, making them formidable hunters despite their secretive nature. Above the dense canopy, summer belongs to the birds. Eagles and hawks soar high, scanning the forest floor for movement. Smaller birds like thrushes, warblers, and finches are busy raising their chicks, feeding them a diet rich in insects. Meanwhile, the air is alive with the hum of dragonflies, mosquitoes, and bees, each playing a vital role in the ecosystem. In the still waters of ponds and lakes, frogs croak loudly, while fish like pike and perch dart through the shadows beneath lily pads. Though summer is a time of plenty, nature is always in preparation for what lies ahead. Animals store food, young ones grow stronger, and predators refine their skills. By the time the golden hues of autumn arrive, the creatures of the Baltic forests will be ready to face the challenges of the changing seasons. Autumn, a season of preparation and transformation. As autumn arrives, the Baltic forests burst into warm hues of gold, red, and brown. The landscape transforms into a vibrant yet fleeting masterpiece, signaling the approach of winter. Mushrooms sprout from the damp forest floor, providing a vital food source for a variety of species, from tiny insects to large mammals. Squirrels and dormice scurry between the trees, gathering nuts and seeds to store for the colder months, while hedgehogs fatten up in preparation for hibernation. Among the larger inhabitants, the roe deer, one of the Baltic's most agile creatures, builds up fat reserves by feasting on acorns and hazelnuts. The red deer and European elk, sensing the urgency of the season, engage in fierce battles for dominance during their mating period, their haunting calls echoing through the misty woods. This season is also a crucial time for smaller herbivores like hares and voles, which must remain vigilant against the increasing activity of predators. For carnivorous species, autumn marks a critical period of hunting and preparation. The gray wolf, an apex predator of the region, works in highly coordinated packs to take down prey such as roe deer, wild boar, and elk. These hunts are essential to ensure the survival of the pack through the harsh winter. Pups born in spring now begin to learn vital skills, observing their elders and joining smaller chases to hone their instincts. The Eurasian lynx, a solitary and elusive predator, thrives in this time of transformation. Its keen eyesight and silent movements make it a formidable hunter of hares, birds, and even young deer. Unlike wolves, the lynx relies on stealth and ambush, using the cover of fallen leaves and the lengthening shadows to get close to its prey before striking with precision. Birds of prey, such as the majestic golden eagle and the nimble northern goshawk, take advantage of the season's abundance, scanning the forests and open fields for rodents and smaller mammals. As migration begins, many species, including owls, must compete for diminishing food resources before the long, cold nights settle in. Not all creatures prepare for winter in the same way. Many birds, including cranes, geese, and swallows, embark on their long journeys south, escaping the biting cold in search of more abundant food sources. Their departure signals a shift in the ecosystem, as predators that rely on birds must adjust their hunting patterns. Meanwhile, beavers and otters reinforce their dens and lodges, ensuring they have a secure refuge once ice covers the rivers and lakes. In the insect world, autumn is also a time of great transformation. Honeybees work tirelessly to stock their hives with nectar and pollen, while butterflies like the painted lady and red admiral prepare for migration. Other insects, such as beetles and ants, seek shelter beneath logs deep in tree bark or underground to survive the freezing temperatures ahead. Autumn in the Baltic forests is not just a season of beauty, but one of adaptation and survival. As trees shed their leaves and the temperature drops, every creature, from the smallest insect to the largest predator, must navigate this period of transition. Some gather and store, some migrate, and others sharpen their hunting skills. In this delicate balance, nature continues its cycle, ensuring that when winter finally arrives, those who have prepared well will endure until the warmth of spring returns once more. Winter's return, the frozen struggle. As temperatures plummet, the Baltic forests transform into a harsh, unforgiving battleground where only the most resilient creatures endure. Roe deer and wild boar alter their feeding patterns, foraging beneath the snow and relying on coniferous trees and frozen roots for sustenance. The Eurasian lynx, a master of stealth and survival, glides effortlessly through the deep snow on its large, fur-covered paws, an adaptation that allows it to remain the apex predator of the winter wilderness. Meanwhile, red foxes use their acute sense of hearing to detect small rodents beneath the snow, pouncing with precision to secure a vital meal. For smaller mammals, winter presents an entirely different challenge. The European hedgehog and brown bats escape the brutal cold by hibernating in well-insulated burrows or tree hollows. Meanwhile, the red squirrel remains active, relying on caches of hidden nuts to sustain itself throughout the season. These small survivalists use their sharp claws to navigate the icy branches, a feat that requires both agility and resilience. Beneath the frozen surface of the Baltic Sea, a world of resilience thrives. Gray seals gather on drifting ice floes, where they prepare for the breeding season. Their dense blubber insulates them from the cold, and their waterproof fur ensures they remain agile in frigid waters. Arctic cod and Baltic herring move sluggishly beneath the ice, their metabolism slowing as they conserve energy in the near-freezing depths. Despite the challenges, these fish remain an essential food source for predatory species such as the harbor porpoise and sea eagles that patrol the icy coastline. Seabirds, including mallards and greater white-fronted geese, seek out ice-free coastal waters where they can feed and rest. Their specialized circulatory systems allow them to tolerate the extreme cold, while their thick down feathers provide essential insulation. The white-tailed eagle, a dominant predator of the skies, capitalizes on the weakened state of fish and smaller birds, using its keen eyesight to spot prey from great distances. As winter tightens its grip, each species in the Baltic ecosystem must adapt or perish. From the stealthy lynx prowling the frozen forests to the seals navigating the ice-laden seas. Survival hinges on an intricate balance of endurance, instinct, and adaptation. The frozen landscape may seem inhospitable, yet it remains a vibrant stage where nature's resilience is put to the ultimate test. Spring, the awakening of the Baltic. As winter loosens its grip, the frozen waterways of the Baltic begin to thaw, surging with fresh, oxygen-rich water. Estonia's Jagala waterfall roars back to life, and Latvia's Venta River rushes forward, carrying nutrients that will nourish countless aquatic creatures. This renewal signals an opportunity for fish species like perch and pike to spawn, ensuring the next generation thrives. For the Eurasian otter, an expert swimmer and agile hunter, spring offers an abundance of prey. These playful yet highly skilled predators navigate beneath the icy remnants, emerging into open waters to chase fish, crustaceans, and amphibians. Frogs, which had spent the winter buried in mud, begin their loud, rhythmic calls, signaling the start of the breeding season. Nearby, beavers reinforce their lodges, using fresh branches and mud to prepare for the busy months ahead. Along the marshy banks, European pond turtles awaken from their winter torpor, basking in the sun to regain their energy. Waterfowl such as mallards and tufted ducks take advantage of the newly opened waters, searching for nesting sites among reeds and grassy riverbanks. Spring's arrival heralds the return of millions of migratory birds, transforming the Baltic landscape into a vibrant symphony of movement, colors, and sounds. The white stork, having journeyed thousands of miles from Africa, soars gracefully over the countryside, searching for a suitable nesting site. These majestic birds prefer to build their homes atop chimneys, trees, or man-made platforms, ensuring their young are safe from ground predators. In the vast wetlands, common cranes gather in great numbers, filling the air with their haunting calls. Their elaborate mating dances, marked by leaps, bows, and synchronized movements, strengthen pair bonds that will last a lifetime. The marshes also welcome species like the Eurasian bittern, a master of camouflage, whose deep echoing calls resonate across the reeds. Meanwhile, ospreys return to their hunting grounds, scanning the lakes for fish to sustain their growing families. The smaller songbirds, such as nightingales, warblers, and goldfinches, flit through the undergrowth, eager to reclaim their territories. Skylarks rise high into the sky, filling the air with their cascading melodies. Each bird, from the tiniest wren to the powerful white-tailed eagle, plays a role in the grand revival of the Baltic spring. As the temperatures rise and the last patches of snow disappear, the Baltic forests awaken with life. Trees unfurl their fresh green leaves, providing food and shelter for a multitude of creatures. Roe deer, having endured the hardships of winter, eagerly graze on tender shoots, restoring their strength. The males, now sporting newly grown antlers, begin marking their territories, rubbing their antlers against young trees and preparing for the rutting season ahead. Deep within the woods, brown bears emerge from hibernation, hungry and cautious. Mothers guide their cubs, teaching them essential survival skills. How to find food, climb trees for safety, and recognize dangers in the wild. These young bears, full of curiosity, explore their surroundings under the watchful eyes of their protective mothers. Above, the rhythmic drumming of the great spotted woodpecker echoes through the trees as it announces the start of its breeding season. Other cavity-nesting birds, such as nuthatches and starlings, eagerly claim abandoned woodpecker holes to raise their young. The European hedgehog, which had spent the winter in hibernation, begins its nighttime foraging, sniffing through the underbrush for insects, worms, and berries. Foxes, now sleek and energetic, patrol their territories, hunting rodents that have multiplied over the winter. Meanwhile, the elusive Eurasian lynx, one of the Baltic's most secretive predators, moves silently through the dense foliage, stalking deer and hares. As the season progresses, wolf packs begin welcoming their newest members. Tiny, playful pups that rely on the entire pack for protection and nourishment. Spring in the Baltic is not merely a transition from cold to warmth. It is a time of renewal, rebirth, and vibrant energy. Every creature, from the smallest insect to the largest predator, plays a crucial role in this seasonal transformation. Rivers, forests, and skies fill with movement as life returns in abundance. The delicate balance of nature, honed through countless generations, ensures that the Baltic remains a thriving, dynamic ecosystem where each species finds its place in the grand cycle of life. The threats facing the Baltic ecosystem, a struggle for survival. Despite its resilience, the Baltic ecosystem is under immense pressure from climate change, urbanization, and deforestation. As temperatures rise, the delicate balance of seasonal cycles is disrupted, threatening the survival of countless animal species. The Arctic fox, once perfectly adapted to the harsh northern winters, faces an uncertain future as shrinking ice and warmer conditions allow red foxes, larger and more aggressive competitors, to encroach upon their territories. Marine life also struggles with these changes. The gray seal, a key predator in the Baltic Sea, depends on stable ice flows for giving birth and raising its pups. However, as ice formation becomes increasingly unpredictable, many seal pups are born on unstable or rapidly melting ice, reducing their chances of survival. The ringed seal, even more reliant on ice-covered waters, faces a similar fate as it struggles to find suitable breeding grounds. On land, industrial expansion and urban sprawl continue to fragment critical habitats. Wetlands, vital breeding and feeding grounds for migratory birds like the Eurasian curlew and the great snipe, are being drained for agriculture and construction, forcing birds to seek new nesting sites that may not offer the same food resources or protection from predators. Large mammals such as moose and European bison, already vulnerable due to past overhunting, now find themselves competing with roads and settlements that cut through their traditional migration corridors. Beyond habitat destruction, pollution poses a direct and insidious threat to Baltic wildlife. Agricultural runoff, laden with fertilizers and pesticides, flows into rivers and eventually reaches the Baltic Sea, fueling massive algae blooms. These blooms create oxygen-depleted dead zones, where fish and other aquatic organisms struggle to survive. Species such as the European perch and Atlantic salmon, once abundant in these waters, now face declining populations due to the loss of oxygen-rich habitats necessary for spawning. Plastic waste has become another major hazard. From large plastic debris to microscopic particles, pollutants contaminate the food chain, impacting birds and marine life alike. The common crane, known for its long migrations, often mistakes plastic waste for food, leading to fatal digestive blockages. Similarly, the white stork, which scours farmlands and wetlands for food, frequently encounters plastic materials that become entangled in its nests or swallowed by chicks. Marine species such as porpoises and seabirds also suffer from ghost fishing gear, abandoned nets and lines that continue to trap unsuspecting animals. Small fish and crustaceans become ensnared, attracting larger predators like the harbor porpoise, which then fall victim to the same fate. The accumulation of toxic chemicals in the food chain further weakens the immune systems of top predators, including white-tailed eagles and Baltic herring gulls, making them more susceptible to disease and reproductive issues. The threats to the Baltic ecosystem are mounting, but hope remains if immediate action is taken. Conservation efforts, such as wetland restoration and marine protected areas, offer some refuge for species struggling to adapt to environmental changes. Efforts to reduce plastic pollution, limit agricultural runoff, and combat climate change are essential to preserving the rich biodiversity of the region. The survival of Arctic foxes, gray seals, migratory birds, and countless other species depends on the choices made today. As humans shape the future of the Baltic, the fate of its wildlife hangs in the balance. If the right measures are implemented, this ecosystem can remain a thriving home for generations of creatures that have long called it their own. Conservation efforts and hope for the future. The Baltic region is home to a diverse array of animals, from the vast marine world to dense forests and wetlands. Conservation efforts are crucial to ensuring the survival of these species and maintaining the delicate balance of the ecosystem. Organizations like the Baltic Marine Environment Protection Commission, HELCOM, are working tirelessly to establish biodiversity reserves that protect critical habitats for some of the most vulnerable species. In the waters of the Baltic Sea, conservationists are focusing on protecting key marine species, such as the harbor porpoise, one of the few cetaceans that inhabit these northern waters. These intelligent, elusive creatures have faced serious threats from fishing nets, pollution, and declining fish stocks. Strict regulations on fishing practices and the creation of marine protected areas offer hope for their recovery. Similarly, the Baltic cod, once overfished to the brink of collapse, is now the focus of sustainable fishing initiatives to allow populations to stabilize. On land, wetland regeneration programs have provided essential habitats for migratory birds, including the common crane, white stork, and Eurasian bittern. By restoring natural floodplains and replanting native vegetation, conservationists are ensuring that these birds have safe nesting and breeding grounds during their seasonal migrations. Amphibians such as the moor frog and European tree frog, which rely on clean and stable wetland environments, also benefit from these initiatives. Meanwhile, reforestation projects are breathing new life into deforested areas, creating new homes for countless species. Brown bears, lynxes, and wolves, which depend on vast, undisturbed forests for hunting and shelter, are among the greatest beneficiaries. By protecting these apex predators, conservationists are also preserving the delicate food chain that sustains smaller mammals, birds, and insects. Among the Baltic's most celebrated conservation successes is the recovery of the gray seal population. Once on the brink of extinction due to excessive hunting and pollution, these charismatic marine mammals have made a remarkable comeback, thanks to strict protection laws and pollution control measures. Today, gray seals can once again be seen basking on rocky shores and swimming through the cold waters of the Baltic. A symbol of hope for conservationists working to protect the region's biodiversity. However, the battle for conservation is far from over. The threats of plastic pollution, climate change, and habitat destruction continue to endanger many species. Seabirds, such as guillemots and puffins, often mistake plastic debris for food, leading to fatal consequences. Fish and marine mammals suffer from entanglement in discarded fishing nets, while amphibians and reptiles face shrinking habitats due to urban expansion. To safeguard the Baltic's future, immediate action is needed. Reducing plastic waste, supporting eco-friendly policies, and raising awareness about the region's wildlife are all crucial steps. Every effort, no matter how small, contributes to protecting the birds, mammals, fish, and insects that call the Baltic home. By working together, humans can ensure that future generations continue to witness the rich biodiversity that makes this region so unique. The Baltic wilderness is more than just a landscape. It is a vibrant, dynamic ecosystem that must be protected. Through conservation and collective action, future generations can continue to witness the breathtaking survival battles of this remarkable region. Let us all play a role in ensuring the Baltic remains a sanctuary for wildlife and a testament to nature's enduring strength.